Warning: the views and beliefs in the following program does not reflect the views of Boom Broadcasting. We give full creative control to our creators and do not believe in cancel culture. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey there, I'm Michael Davis, obviously the man behind the mic, and I just want to say couple weeks ago was a really heavy episode. Today is not going to be that heavy for several reasons. One, that is probably the heaviest episode, or I hope is the heaviest episode I ever have to do, anything like that. I wanted to say thank you before everything else because it got seen by almost 100 people, and I received a lot of good, encouraging words from a lot of you who I didn't even know was watching Boom Broadcasting or anything that we're doing. So I really appreciate it. Um, so I told you guys the next episode would be a lot lighter. And I don't want the man behind the mic to be just this very sad, very dark episode. And of course, like I want to open up that vulnerability with this show. But I also want to have a little bit of fun. And August was that. So, of course, we had that episode about my health a couple weeks ago. We took last week off just to kind of just kind of take a break a little bit, celebrate my birthday weekend, and it was a great time. It was a great time, but I was like, man, that like if you watch that episode, it was tough. It was really tough. I did it in one take. But what was even tougher was living through that. So I didn't get to celebrate my birthday. I mean, I celebrated my birthday in the hospital. Nurses came in at midnight as promised and sang me happy birthday. It was, but it wasn't what I had planned. It wasn't what I imagined. And the next few months wasn't what I planned or imagined. But in addition to that, I was just looking back, I'm overwhelmingly grateful that God stepped in, intervened, healed me, and now I can fulfill my passions. Now I can serve Him, serve others. Now I can do this, and I'm happy, I'm healthy, and I'm good to go. And that included really celebrating my birthday this year. And I wish I had visual aids for you today, but some of it's going to be sprinkled in through social media over the next week or so once I get everything together, and you'll understand why. But August was a redemptive month for me because I didn't get that birthday last year. I felt like I really needed to celebrate my birthday this year and make up for everything because last year I missed out on Ban Camino concert. I missed out on the Panthers Falcons, Bryce Young's NFL debut. I missed out on AML's show that I was supposed to go literally the day after I went in the hospital. I missed out on a lot, and it stunk. It really stunk, and it wasn't something I uh, enjoyed or would have chosen for myself. But I was like, hey, I'm healthy now. Uh, Boom Broadcasting had just had a really good opening month in July, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take full advantage of August. I want to take full advantage of being healthy and being content and just overjoyed with my life, my health, my endeavors, my work, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm gonna just highlight some of the things in August that we were able to redeem last year's month, and it. I'll go ahead and say I ended up doing a cupcake a day, give or take. There were maybe a couple of days I missed for the sake of my stomach, but it was fantastic. Like August 1st hit, and I was able to just buy some cupcakes and have a cupcake a day, and I'll throw those up on social media. of course. Um, but that first episode for The Man Behind the Mic was my first summer away from summer camp, kind of highlighting everything that I had, been able to do this summer because I had a lot more time on my hands. Obviously, I was grateful for the time I was at camp. I'm not the person I am today without my time and experience at camp. Just to make that super abundantly clear. I owe a lot to that place, and it's just not where I need to be right now. I've been asked and approached several times during the summer at Walmart or this or that, or got calls on the phone or whatever, and like, will you come back? Will you come back? And I'm like, guys, my time there is complete, and I'm okay with that. And I wouldn't be able to do everything. Like, if you saw my Google Calendar, you would be crazy. Um, but it was absolutely fun. Started throwing these cupcakes out. That is a render that my buddy Mike from Mouth Off with Mike in the Nightcap did of me holding a cupcake. So I promise you we did it. And I mentioned the Bank Camino. I was supposed to go up to DC with my buddies. We were supposed to have a boys trip, supposed to see the Ban Camino. And of course, I got, sick about a week or two before that and couldn't go, obviously. Well, found out that the Ban Camino was in Charlotte at the Fillmore August 3rd. And as soon as I found out, I was like, I'm going. Like, you can't you can't pay me enough not to go. And I was like, man, this is awesome. I absolutely love this. Me and a good friend of mine, Jaden, we've really connected this year. I appreciate him. Shout out to him. He's helped me a lot with my sanity over not only this past month, but over this past year. So thank you, Jaden. We got to go to the Ban Camino concert. And then while we were there, my guys, Hunter, Chase, Turner, their girls, they were all there. So it was like a huge reunion at the Ban Camino concert. And it was absolutely fantastic. I got my bracelet hanging up on my wall. It was phenomenal. I absolutely loved it. It was one of the best performances I could have ever imagined. And that night, I was like, okay, anything else that happens this month is like icing on the cake. And I was actually a little bit concerned because, I we were a month into boom broadcasting and I just didn't know, right? Like, I mean, I'm here promoting, I'm here, advertising, da 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 da. The rest of the team does a fantastic job. And so Mouth Off with Mike was hosting the nightcap with several other people, and they were doing it for SummerSlam. And in addition, Sean had dropped his Wrestling of Destiny SummerSlam predictions the morning of, and I'd already left, went to Charlotte, hang out with my buddy, and went to the concert and everything. And so I'm on this high from the concert of just the adrenaline, right? And then when I get home, I'm avoiding SummerSlam spoilers. But then I find out that both Sean Show and SummerSlam Nightcap both exceeded 100 views. The two first videos that we actually exceeded that number on. And I was just blown away, especially in just a day, is wild. It's crazy to think about. And it really encouraged me. And the only reason I bring that up is not to promote. Don't get me wrong. It's not to promote. The reason I bring that up was it felt like I had been given permission to have a good birthday month, which meant a lot to me because I was like, it's all on my shoulders. Like, we're building something new. Like, I have to be on the clock 24/7. And the fact that the rest of the team, who I consider really, really good friends of mine, if they would not be on the team if they weren't, I'll be honest with you. Um, if if I was gone, it'd be okay. Like, the world wouldn't end. It would still, the sun will still come up tomorrow, and it was like, "Hey, you have permission to go redeem August." And so what did we do? A few days later, went to AEW Dynamite with my dad and with several other buddies, Zach, Nate, Josh. I mean, and we just enjoyed Dynamite, and of course, like it wasn't everything because of the hurricane, the storm, and it was not the best Dynamite I've ever seen. It's not the best wrestling show I've ever seen, but it was fun. Like, it was great to escape the mundane everyday life that, sometimes we get entrapped to, and I'll enjoy, going and walking over to Subway with my dad and, waiting forever for our subs. No offense, Subway. No offense. We still eat fresh. And it was so fun. Got the Swerve's house banner, got the Will Ospreay jersey, got the MJF scarf, and more importantly, got to spend time with my dad, got to spend time with my friends. A few days later, got to spend time with my dad again. And this was the concert. If anyone knows me, Train is my favorite band. Love a good karaoke night. Drops of Jupiter is my go-to, but I've absolutely loved Train. And it really became apparent, like, I love them when I saw a concert on TV and they were performing in Chicago, and I was just so enthralled. I've seen that literally 100 times. When we used to have DirecTV and the DVR, like, I would watch it, at least once a week, if not more, just because of how great of a performance it was. I was like, my number one band is Train, and I have to see them in concert. Well, I didn't know they were, performing in concert. I think a couple weeks later, it was still July at this point. I had, I think it was the last Friday of July, actually. I think it was the last Friday of July. Had some car issues, and, me and my mom are driving back. She had drove me to, hopefully get my car. Didn't. Now I have it, thankfully. And we were driving, and I was like, I'm really upset. I won't listen to Train. And she's like, okay, and she's like, are they still doing anything in concert? And I'm like, looking and I saw they were coming to Charlotte August 10th. And I was like, I'm going. Like, there's no other option. I need to get tickets ASAP. Ended up getting the tickets, look for somebody to go, and my dad's like, I'll go with you. My dad doesn't know Train, didn't like Train, had no had nothing about Train. So I was really shocked when he decided to go. He wanted to go, and it was a great time. And it reminded me just of how important it is to have quality time with the people you love and the people you care about, because he didn't have to do that. Like, he really didn't. Like, I would have went to the concert by myself, but it wouldn't have been as fun. Like, the car ride wouldn't have been as fun. Uh, just getting to experience that with dad. Dad, gave a standing ovation when Train Pat Monahan's kid, came up and sang a little. Like, there's moments there that I wouldn't have got if I'd went by myself, and it was it was awesome. Like, I really enjoyed it. It did not disappoint. Absolutely love Train, and it was fantastic. Even got the shirt. I'd regretted not getting a Ban Cameo shirt when I went there, because I found out they were actually cheaper at the concert. Who knew? And so I'm like, it's Train. It's my first Train concert. I'm doing it. Didn't even know they were still performing, and we got to experience it. What a blast. Well, went to Charlotte, came back to my hometown, which is about 2 hours away, and then had to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning the next day to travel back to the Charlotte area and, leave for the beach with my best friend. And my other best friend came down from his hometown, and we got to have a boys beach trip. And, it was quite the time, highs, lows, all in between. But I got to spend time with the two people who have been with me for a good part of my adult journey, and that was awesome. I don't take that for granted. Those may come few and far in between. Who knows? This was actually the first time us three had been in the same place since 2021, I believe. Since 2021 was the last time us three had been together. And we didn't even get to spend too much time then together because there were so many other people there. So to have that 3 years later and, just have a beach trip and relax and enjoy it and eat some bussin' for real, no cap. Thank you, Johnny Dupree. Johnny with the guap. It was bussin'. Pancakes. Oh my gosh, like I had a red velvet pancake, I had a s'mores pancake, and I had a Bismarck pancake. And they advertise it as like Kate's Trio pancakes, but it's like baby pancakes, they said. So I was like, oh, I'll get 3 baby pancakes, try it. I'm not that hungry. They came out with huge pancakes. Not only 3 pancakes, but 6, 2 of each. And it was so good. Oh my goodness. It was so good. And so yeah, that was the, beach trip. Got to have lunch with my brother. And I feel like I'm going to miss out on a good bit of what I did because we really, really packed it out. Um, had really good moments at work. Obviously, work at a co-working facility. Sometimes we actually, stream our podcasts. More so out of pocket. They are in the podcast studio at that co-working facility, and I mean, I had a great time with, conversations with other members, meeting new people, making new connections. It's absolutely wild. Got to take my buddy Jaden, who went to the Bang Camino concert with me, to his first ever wrestling show, and there's that's twofold, right? So it was me, Jaden, my family. Uh, Jaden had never seen a wrestling show, not even on TV. So I was like, dude, this is awesome. I get to, show you, a really big part of my life. Like wrestling has been a big part of my life. If you know my story, you know why. And so that was absolutely fantastic. I think he had a blast. There were times I was looking and he was like leaning in really closely. I was like, man, he's really getting into it. He's really getting into it. It was great, the car ride there, the car ride back, and then, me and him just chatted for another hour in the parking lot, after we got back. Like, it was just a really cool time to, not only, bring Jaden to his first ever wrestling show, but to have him spend time with my family, but also that was the wrestling event I was supposed to go to literally the day after I went to the hospital, and I was really bummed not getting to go last year. So that was that was absolutely fantastic. Got to see Brad, got a picture with him, got to meet Nick Namath, got to tell him what my favorite promo of his was. My buddy got his first ever wrestling picture with this guy named Gustavo. You guys, we need to get y'all on some Gustavo faux show. Um, but the rest of this month was just filled with fun times, intentionality. Got to see Sean at at the beach. Me and him had, not planned it, but he had a work event at the beach. We had just had a birthday vacation at the beach. Got to spend time with my family. Oh, got to do the Waffle House challenge. If you don't have to do it, I do not recommend. But I have funny stories from there. Got to DJ at the Waffle House, met some interesting characters. Carson came over and encouraged me. Met a new friend, Justin, who's in a fantasy football league. Drafted way too many fantasy football teams. Way too many. Way too many. Got 6, 2 dynasty, and 4 redrafts now. Got to play disc golf for the first time with my buddy Ryan that I've met through that co-working facility. I've been wanting to play disc golf ever since March when I played for the first time. And I was like, there's, who's going to play with me, whatever. Uh, and Ryan was like, "Hey man, I'd love to, take you, play some disc golf." And he was so patient and he was so encouraging, even though I'm like really, really novice and really, really new. But I had a blast just because like he showed me that patience and he taught me, and we need to get back there. So that was quite the fun time. My buddy Austin came into town, and me, him, and the rest of his buddies, like, we got together and we just ate dinner. We ate dinner and hung out, and it was fantastic. And obviously I'm scrolling through my phone right now to make sure I didn't miss anything huge. But you know what happens when you're just having a blast? And I noticed this because at the at the beginning of August, I was like, I'm gonna make every day special. And if you know anything about life, that is never the case. If you go in and you're like, every day is gonna be the best day ever, that's just not life. It's just not. I'm not going to lie. There were some days I wanted to pull my hair out, and I have really long hair, so it would have taken a really long time to grow back. There were days I was like, I just can't win. I just can't win. What's going on? Like, and I would catch myself complaining. I would catch myself getting down in the dumps about it. And then I realized, looking back on this month, I had a blast. But more importantly, it could be a lot worse. I could be in the hospital again for my birthday. I don't want that. Nobody wants that. And I would blame you if you did want that. I am so glad that I had the month I did. Yes, the highs, the lows, and there were some lows, for sure. There were definitely some lows. But at the end of the month, I can say, August, we have redeemed you from all the garbage that happened last year. And Mouthing Off of the Mic had, told me, like, this is your month. Like, go, go wild, go crazy, uh, get back what you lost. And I feel like I've done that. I feel like I've regained everything I needed. And of course, we need to get to a college football game. We need to get to an App State game. Those were two big things I missed last year because of everything that happened with my health. But in regards to August, it was phenomenal. It was fantastic. I absolutely loved it, and I can say without a shadow of a doubt that we got it back. We got it back, guys. I'm happy. I'm healthy. And I'm just super thankful for not only the support, not only the love that people have shown me, the encouraging messages after the episode a couple weeks ago, the encouraging messages during that fall. For those who knew, there weren't a lot of people who knew. By design, I did not want to talk to people. So um, I just want to encourage people, like, hey, if there is a season in your life that you feel like you just can't win, there's going to be a season to come that you are going to be able to redeem. You are going to be able to live life, and you're going to be able to enjoy it. Like, this comes in waves, guys. This comes in waves, like a tidal wave, to quote the band Camino. When it hits you like a tidal wave, it it gets better. And I can say, like, there will probably be, I'm not trying to speak this into existence, but you probably know what I'm saying. Uh, every day is not going to be sunshines and rainbows. It's totally okay. Not every season is going to be sunshine and rainbows, but there is another side to it. So, guys, this was a more upbeat episode. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. I'll be posting more photos, videos, clips from this birthday month over the course of September on my Instagram, on Facebook, maybe Twitter. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, guys, this was a fun episode. Excited for it. And yeah, would love to hear from you. If you have my number, message me. If not, drop it in the comments, how these episodes are helping you. I'd love to have more connections and more genuine conversations because of this podcast. But that's been the episode. Guys, can't wait to just, talk to y'all and have fun. But this has been this episode. We're going to call it a day, and this has been the man behind the mic.